What's up YouTube and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we will be changing the body on the Axial SCX24 C10 build. So I've had this body for quite some time. I painted it maybe like 10-15 episodes back. The C10 is really cool. I trimmed the fenders, I've done so much stuff, added 3D accessories to it. Here you can see that the bumper kind of fell off and I kind of just ran with it. But I think it's time for a change. I think these scramblers are too big for the body and they always rub, so that always annoyed me. But yeah, so we're in time for a change. And so here I have this kind of rock bouncer. It's not a rock bouncer, like rock buggy kind of body right here. And so I found this on eBay for around $25. I did a bid on it and I got it for $25. So it's pretty unique. It has this kind of like this glitter kind of paint job on it, and so it's kind of blue and purple everywhere, so it looks pretty freaking unique. I would link you to the dealer, but I messaged him and he said that this is kind of his last run at these. So yeah, so I'm pretty lucky to get one. So I've never mounted a body on the chassis before, so this is gonna be a learning curve for me and you. And here I have some 3/8 magnets. They're kind of like a special kind of magnet. Can't remember the name of them, but they're special. So I got those on eBay. Got some shoe glue. Everyone was recommending some shoe glue. Got shoe glue. Here I have some body mounts by not body mounts. Are they body mounts? I don't know. I can't tell. They're little. I guess they're body mounts for like for the magnets. So we're gonna see if I'm gonna need these. I'm not sure if I do need them or not. Those are made by L.B.C. RC, so that's cool. And I got some screws to mount. Here I have some interior. I don't know if I'll be able to use the interior on the C10 for now, so those screws will be on standby. Got a pair of pliers. Might need to break some stuff, not too sure. And so yeah, first step is to get the body off. So I'll be doing that with my Wera 1.3. This is a quality tool. If you're interested in it, check out the link in the description. I use this tool for my SCX24 all the time. And so there is the body. Pretty cool for being stock and everything. There's the body mounts. Don't think I'll need those for the new body. Maybe I might, not too sure. But I'm excited and nervous at the same time. So there is the chassis for the C10. I think I need to remove these rock sliders. But this is the first time I put it on here, so looks pretty cool if you ask me. But yeah, first things first, I need to remove these rock sliders on the bottom because I think that's a necessity. So these rock sliders are one of the first kind of additions I did to the C10 actually, before I ever knew anything about these RCs. Got these off of eBay and I want to say they were like a 3D printed rock slider. They were pretty cool. I put them on upside down, from what I've been told. But overall, would I recommend these again? Probably not. I think I got caught more on the rock sliders than the rock sliders actually slid off the rocks. So yeah, it's easy 4 screws right here. You can see it's kind of dark. It's 4 little screws right here on both sides, so it should be pretty easy. Okay, so now both the rock sliders are off the chassis, and so now we can get the body and kind of model it, I guess, as you could say. Definitely looks like it's going to be some magnets in the front. Underneath the hood, I could probably hide them somewhere and mount them to the body mounts, the original body mounts. But back here in the rear, it's going to be a little bit different because with this cage, there's not really a flat surface where I can mount the body. So I'm going to take a couple minutes to kind of diagnose the proper points, and then we will get to put in some magnets on this thing. Okay, so I lowered the body mounts to the lowest setting and it still appears to be too high for the new body. So the next step I'm going to try is to relocate the battery tray. So it's up here towards the center of the chassis. So I'm going to see if I can flip it around somehow back here towards the end of the frame, and then I have these shock mounts that are not being used, so I'm just going to remove those and see if I can make some space for the battery tray. So here is the battery tray, and so what I want to do is I want to flip it around and put it in the rear part of the chassis and fit it in back here. Only issue is that I'm running into a rubbing part with this mounting point, this piece right here, this piece of plastic, and the shock towers. So I needed to put them back into the truck so the shocks could hold on to something. So I just flipped them. So they're upside down in the truck right now, and they don't seem to rub against anything important at the moment. When you see that, there's nothing rubbing. So I'm gonna keep them like that, and I'm just gonna snip this this longer piece of plastic on this battery tray so I can slide battery tray forward, because I'm running out of slack right here on this little cable that plugs into the ESC. And I don't really want to move the ESC at all, so I'm just gonna leave that there. And I don't have an extension for this, so I'm just gonna do that for now and see if that solves my issue. Nice clean little cut. Probably should grind it down with a wheel, but I don't have one, so we're just gonna work with that for now. I also forgot to mention that this little piece of plastic that restricts the battery from moving in the tray, I need to cut it, because with me leaving it there, my cable right here is too short, so I gotta cut it so I can slide the battery off a little bit. So pliers, pretty easy stuff actually. So I have the battery tray in the rear now, and I have the battery strapped in. Let's see, strap it in right there, pull it up to its slot, plug it in, get the body, get the interior, put that together, drop it in, and I'm still in the same exact area. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do what I didn't want to do, and I'm gonna relocate the ESC. It shouldn't be too hard. I figure if I move the ESC to the rear and put the battery up front horizontally instead of vertically, I should be able to make some clearance and drop the body onto the back part of this tray and the front part of that tray. So yeah, and then also this motor wire is kind of annoying right here, how it is like this. So let's see if I can fix that as well. So from my understanding, that this ESC is only held on with some double-sided tape. So I'm gonna unplug the servo. Just kind of gently, I want to break it, just gently. I just have a flat right here. I'm just gonna wedge it in between the ESC and the ESC tray. Yep, and there it goes. So there is the ESC off the ESC tray. It's just held on with some double-sided tape, so it's pretty easy to move around. Unplug the motor from it. Set that to the side. Now there's a spot for my battery. That'll give me some weight in the front as well. Just need to rewire all that back down. I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've kind of just been doing crazy stuff right now. I'm really kind of just doing it. And so what I want to do is I want to grab, because I want to keep the interior. I want the interior. I want the ESC to sit about right there. Sandwich it in between the body and the chassis, or the body and the interior. Have it sandwiched, and then set that there, and then run everything through the rear. And it looks possible. It looks like I can do it. I can do the battery. I can pretty much do everything back here. Put the battery sideways, and it would fit perfectly. The only issue is that the ESC is too fat for the cage. So what I'm thinking I can do is that I can just decase it. And I know you're not supposed to decase it, whatever. It's in a case for a reason, but I'm gonna decase it, and I'm gonna see if I can kind of sandwich it and fit it all in together right there. I do plan on upgrading this real soon, so if it doesn't work out, not a big deal. I was gonna do the upgrade anyways. So I think for a temporary thing right now, I'm not too scared, so we're gonna go for it. Okay, and so here is the body with the ESC mounted into the interior. So I used a piece of double-sided tape, taped it onto there's like a battery cell kind of right here. So I put the battery cell right underneath the ESC, and then I tightened it in with 4 screws. I didn't really screw them in all the way because I don't want to break the cage. But the interior is all in. So now it's just a matter of plugging everything in and doing the magnets on the body mounts. So that's what I'm gonna start on next. So there are the body mounts on the shock towers. It took me too long to freaking realize what I was doing, but I got short screws. Let me see if I can grab one. I got a screw about this length, and I screwed it through the body mount into the shock tower, and so it's in there pretty good. I was trying to do it with glue for a second and kind of was dumb, but I realized that it was supposed to be a screw. So that's in, and now it's just time to put the magnets on the body, line it up, and see if that works. So I got some shoe glue and I put my magnets in the spot where I believe they will fit perfectly with the body mounts. And so now it's just a waiting game for that to dry. So the glue's still drying, but I wanted to compare the body weights of the C10 to the cage. I should have done it before I put in the ESC, but let's just compare it. So here's the cage with the ESC. So it's 2.9 ounces, and I know for sure that body's gonna be a lot less. Might be the same. 1.8 ounces, so almost a whole ounce heavier. So, I mean, is the ESC an ounce? So I would like to believe so. Hopefully they're at the same. But yeah, still waiting for this cage to dry down here. Okay, so there it is. So I've skipped an insane amount of work. All right, so this thing looks 10 times cooler, but it's probably 10 times harder to turn on now. So let me take you through it. So everything is centered through the ESC right here, and so I chose to put the ESC in the cage, not down below, because just too complicated for me. But I think if I try harder, there's a big gap right here, big empty space that I could probably fit it in there. So I'll probably be moving the ESC tray in that area in the near future. But for now, the ESC is mounted up top here in the cage, and I have the steering servo, the battery, and the motor all routed to that ESC. And so the motor, and the servo are in the normal spots, of course, but the battery, that's my biggest issue right here. I have the battery tray right here, and it's holding on with that little strap, but it isn't the most ideal location for me right now, but it is all functional. So removing the case off of the ESC definitely did help. I still have it saved up, so if I ever needed to cover it back up, I can. But the body mounts up front, they work good with the screws and the glue. Works all perfect. Hold it on, hold it straight. So I'm excited about that. But I do need to figure out a way to tie down the body in the rear, because this movement right here is just not acceptable. I can only imagine with the tumble that thing will just come right off. So that's where I'm at for now. I'm excited with the swap, and I will have some fine adjustments in the next video, but overall pretty satisfied over the C10 body. It looks cool, everything's functional. Let's see if I can record one hand. Get that out of the way. And so yeah. Definitely, I don't know if the battery's dead or not, but the battery's probably dead, but hopefully it's dead. But yeah, so that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was definitely one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in this little RC hobby. So yeah, thanks for watching.